So, good morning, team. It's on Saturday morning, so as the other night, the tarmac car's had all the everything took off it, ready to do this. I think we're going to try and get this watered and sorted out, and get the gearbox in today. The shale car, the bumper. My dad's put the overrider on the outside of the bumper, so that just needs a few little jobs. But I'm waiting in the minute for Dan sorting me some measurements out. He is eventually going to show me how to do it, but we haven't got time for that at the minute. So he's going to sort them out tonight, and hopefully I'll be able to put the heads together tomorrow morning. So we're looking pretty good at the minute. So let's see what today brings. So we started off the day with removing the rear axle out of the car. Obviously, probably if you look back in previous videos, we changed this after Bristol, after we'd had that big crash at Bristol. We've now built a new axle with some very subtle changes on it. So we thought wanted to try that at the start of the season. So we dropped this one out and brought the new axle round, which my dad had just finished off. Realigning all the pipes. My dad managed to flare these ends, so that's what he did the other night. So now these are ready to go back on. Difficult one hand. See if we can get that to shape up a little bit better. So as per the previous video, I stripped the gearboxes down ready for rebuilding. We have got a spare gearbox, so my dad's just swapping the shaft out of this to put the right splines on. I think we ended up using some of the gears out of that one because it was nearly new, back in my gearbox, and then I've got to order up all the gears to repair the gearbox out of the tarmac car. Nothing broke, just worn, and again, it's just preventative maintenance. So I mean, that's just pulling the bearings off and changing the gears and getting it all sorted out, ready to put back together and get it back in the car. So he just joined me back in the workshop doing some finishing touches on the carbs, getting all the linkages set up, and then just introduced my heavily pregnant wife to come and hold the throttle down while we do the timing. They say the newborns get used to all the noises while they're in the womb, so this is the best time to introduce them to some engines. So once this is set, we'll then turn it off, tighten the distributor up, and we'll fire it up and check it again. Just let it tick over now. I just want to see what it is. tightly as
You got a bottom bolt?
Have I got a bottom bolt? That's a good question. No, because they're not in the car. This here is the shape of the prop loop after Bristol. Bit of a mess. Well, it's a bit rounder than it was. Right, afternoon team. We are back here. Unfortunately, I've got the bits to do the engine, so we're just going to crack on with the tarmac car. It's back on the floor. All the brakes are back on for now, just to scale it up. My dad's arrived. So yeah, we're just going to get this somewhere where we want it. So this is it. We're scaling the car up basically and getting all the setup right. We had to move a few bits and bobs around over the winter. If you notice, a lot of the work we did at the start of the winter, moving bits around, we now need to get it back where we want it. So we readjusted all the front springs and reset all the ride heights as we go along, get it back where we want it, and then make sure the weights are where we expect them to be. So we're in single figures basically of Emma going into labour, possibly at any point. So I'm on call at the minute a little bit. This engine is nowhere near done at the minute. I think I've just got to the bottom of the valve shimming and worked out how I can do it. I've moved some springs around and done a bit there to get on where I want them. So I think I'm going to try and get this together now and see how we get, and hopefully we can get this done tonight. Just running out of time. There's a moment when you put the whole head together and take it apart again, because you realise you didn't put the valve guide seals on. Well done, John. But there we go. We've got another complete engine. I just need to finish putting these bolts in because I need to drill these for the ceiling, because they're going to do 2 inlet manifolds. I think I've got to do 2 front cover bolts, but yeah, we'll sort that out tomorrow, I think. And then this can go in the car. So, yay. Finally, another engine. So, final touches to the shell engine before it goes in. We found there was a bolt stripped in the back, so my dad's just put in a special insert in the back to replace the thread. Then we can get on with putting the flywheel on and torquing all that up, ready to drop it in. So next job after this will be flywheel and clutch on, and then we can get the engine dropped in the car. And there we have it, shell engine in. So all we've got to do is get all this bolted up now. Another job for tomorrow night, I suppose. So, good morning team. It's Sunday, the 16th of March. So, a day, I think today my video is going out, which was actually filmed on the 16th of February. So, if you haven't seen that already, that's the tarmac engine build. There'll be a link somewhere up here. for that. Go back and watch us put this engine together, which is pretty much all ready to go. I've just been and fetched some K&N crankcase filters to put on here to finish that job off. The engine fully in the shell car had major issues with the oil pressure. I wouldn't say major issues. It turned out that what we thought was going to be a major issue wasn't. So we got that sorted. So we're happy now. We're here with this. Basically, this car now, me and my dad set the clutch up the other night, which just involves measuring the clutch fingers and then the distance and setting the release bearing in the right plane so it clears without damaging anything. So that's all ready for the gearbox, which I think my dad hasn't put together yet. So I'm going to stick the radiator in it and get it ready to time up, and then hopefully by then my dad might arrive and he can give me a hand. So yeah, we're getting somewhere. I think we're like three or 4 days till due date. So 3 days. It's 3 days till baby's due. So I'm quite happy we're sort of nearly there with both of these. So for the tarmac car, we do need to. I'm waiting for the brake disc to come back and the brake pads, and then we can get that together, get the brakes bled, and this is ready to go racing. So that's the main thing. So let's crack on with this and get some water in it. Look at that, nice and shiny. So rocker breather sorted. On with the radiator for the shell car. So I just blew all the dust out of it to try and get it as clean as possible before we start the season, and then fitted all the pipes. Bit of a just want to get the rev counter working so that we can time it up, which is basically just a watch battery there. So a 2032 watch battery basically. We'll ram that in there and then we can get this timed up and sorted out. Another job off the list of ever-ending list of jobs. So the rev counter still won't work even when we put new battery in it. So managed to find an old rev counter on the shelf in the barn. So we rigged that up and made it work just so we could read it for the timing. So same process as the tarmac car. We run it up, timed it, checked it, switch it off, tighten the digit up, and then we'll fire it up and check it again just to make sure it hasn't moved. We then set about balancing the carburetors on this engine, which just you check the airflow going into each one and adjust them to suit to make sure they're both sucking the same. So this is just us going back and forth checking each carb off each other. I think we eventually found a little issue with the throttle linkage, which was causing the one carb to suck more than the other one, so we've got to address that before we race this at King's Lynn. Right, yeah, it's moving. Bit more. That's about where it should be. In the middle of that bar now.
Right on down?
Yeah. I thought it might do. So you can just see my dad straightening the bonnet bar back out that got bent at Bradford. There's a short on the channel somewhere showing that accident happening. Let's go a little bit more. If you could come up to the, if you could slide it up to the bend.
It won't stop up there, it keep coming down.
Yeah. And finally, a really bad recording of me fitting the battery as supplied by tracksparts.co.uk. So thank you very much to Dave for that. So team, it's been a few weeks now since what you've seen in this last video has been shot. It is currently the 1st of April. We're quite close with the cars and nearly ready for Buxton this weekend. And we'd like to introduce you to the newest member of the team, Emily Joy Brown, who was born on the 21st of March. And yeah, she already got cheering arms. So she'll hopefully be along for our first meeting this year and her first meeting ever at Buxton this weekend. So you're not very happy, are you? So yeah, as you can see, mum behind the camera and baby are doing well. So we're hoping to be out at Buxton this weekend and hopefully see a few there. So don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. The subscribe button should come up somewhere around here and there'll be a video to look at as well. And yeah, let's hope for a good 2025 and we'll see you at the track.